Oh, that's good. What's up, guys? It's been a minute. You know, I took a break a while back from doing these kind of regular YouTube videos. It's been a lot of fun just doing the Woodshed Wednesday. I want to learn something each week. Every Wednesday I post a blues lick video with whatever your recommendations are, whether it be a Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Vaughan, Ronnie Earl, Albert Collins, Albert King. Down the line, I'm just trying to punch away at all of them and give you guys some content, educational content that hopefully you can apply to your playing. A subscriber had asked for a rundown of the guitars I have left and the gear I have left, because a while back when I had kind of made this statement that I was going to take a step back from focusing so much on the YouTube channel, I had said that I had sold off a lot of my stuff. And I did. I kept maybe like 5 guitars, 6 guitars, and these are the ones that are super important to me and pretty much cover all bases. Never meant to come off as bragging or whatever. You know, I work hard just like we all do. And these are the ones that have stayed and just kind of stayed with me through the journey. And I found that these are the most inspiring, and these are the ones I can't get rid of. Somebody asked for a video, and it would be kind of cool to maybe talk about how far the journey has come from having a bunch of different Fenders and Gibsons and this and that to just kind of consolidating it down to a few guitars that you need to have fun with. I mean, you really just need a Tele or a Strat for me, you know, but there's a couple other ones in there that I have a lot of fun with, and they're inspiring, and I'm going to go through them right now. As I go through them, I'll try to give you a little bit of the backstory, what was done to them, if I've modded them at all, and, you know, some video references maybe up top that you can check them out in, but let's get into it right now and I'll show you what I got left. So we can start it off here with this iconic white guard Telecaster. This is actually an Esquire, 1957 Fender Esquire. It's got a really big full U slight V neck on it. I bought this guitar for a birthday present to myself in 2018, I believe. It was all stock. It just had a, when I got it, it had a bright white finish from Fiesta Finishes on there. So, you know, after I kind of learned how vicious an Esquire could be and I realized that it was going to stay with me, I decided to have it refinned properly in the correct finish by my friend Chad at CF Restorations. But as I stated, you know, I've done many videos regarding this guitar, this 57 Esquire. And 57s are really special with Strats and Teles, that they really kind of got the necks working right there. And this being a white guard, obviously, you know, the black guard era would be from 1950 to 1954-ish. And then you'll see the transition happen there. They call these the white guards. 57 true and true. It's got your single pickup here. The only thing I did do was in a video, I did repair the potentiometer here. And I did adjust the capacitor for the forward position. Forward position on Esquire, it's got a 3-position switch with 3 different sounds. Now the forward position would kind of have this muffled bassy sound that people would use for, you know, so you would switch in, play rhythm and lead with the guitar. So I modified that to kind of get 3 usable sounds out of it. And that's what's left. You know, this one is staying in the fold, the 1957 Esquire. Super great guitar, very inspiring, and extremely vicious. You would think a single pickup can't hang, but these guitars are iconic for a reason. This one will cut your head right off. Not literally, but almost. So, keeping up with the theme of 1957, this is a 1957 Strat. This guitar on this YouTube channel went through an extensive restoration series, and it was well documented on here. I got this guitar, I want to say, in 2019. I'm not really sure when I got it actually, but really wild story about this guitar. I lost somebody in my life the day I got this guitar, and I don't know, man, it was like one of those things where I took it all the way and I had it restored, and I fretted it, and my friend Holger Notzel did the fret work, and we had, you know, 57 pots, 57 pickups, 57 switch. Everything is there. Everything is original. All of the components are original to the guitar. The only thing that isn't original, I believe, are the springs here. The trem springs. I usually use the raw vintage. The body was refinished by Chad Underwood. Came with its tweed case. It's fully complete. And actually, now that I'm thinking of it, the serial number is 024 on this. And Oh, see, so this is a November 57 neck date. This is an April 57 neck, and the serial number on this is 170 blank blank, and this one is 0242 blank blank. So there's my 57s. You got a 57 Strat and a 57 Esquire. I mean, two amazing guitars. This guitar, this Stratocaster here, is really inspiring because it's my first real hang with like a really great shape V profile neck that's worn in amazing, and the pickups with the maple really have this poppy chime to them. Some maple neck Stratocasters I've had in the past were a little tough for me to play, but this one is just like butter. Like, all the notes are just very rubbery, and I think this was the guitar that was meant to be mine. But it just, yeah, man, this is a great feeling neck, great example of a 57 Strat to me. This guitar rings. 59 Les Paul Jr. I am not really a Les Paul standard fan. Those are incredibly pricey and amazing guitars in their own right. But I just fancied the Les Paul Jr. Seeing guys like Keith Richards use them, seeing guys like Leslie West, seeing guys like Doyle Bramhall play slide on these. As you can hear, this one tuned to an open D. This guitar, really, really cool. I bought this guitar from a pawn shop in Chicago for $2,400 about 5 years ago. And yeah, it came from a Vegas show guitar player, and it had some backstory behind it, and it was like this snake eyes leather strap, and this is just a really, really wild guitar. It's somewhat, at some point, it had a switch here. I don't know if it was to load the single pickup a different way, but it still retains its original pots. And this guitar, believe it or not, no headstock break. The neck is extremely worn, and it is a fat 59 neck. Really, really great guitar. And like I said, I mostly tried to learn how to play slide on this with the open chords. You can really kind of get that. It's really, really comfortable to play. These P90 pickups with the SG Juniors and the Les Paul Juniors, they have a character that kind of makes them very eerie. There's a microphonic kind of squeal to them that if you harness it just right, these guitars can sing forever, and this one is no exception. I love to manipulate the tone and volume knobs on this guitar and really get some wild sounds. And it's been beat up too. I think the guitar was actually played by a lefty player at one point. I'm not too sure, but this guitar is wild. The only thing I've really done to this is I went through a series of bridges trying to find the right one. I've tried everything from the Music City bridge to Faber bridge. Believe it or not, Mojo Axe, it's the best bridge possible you can get for this. Setup absolutely perfect. I just pretty much slapped the bridge on, checked intonation, and it's on point. It hasn't given me any issue since. But other than that, it retains its stock wiring, stock potentiometers, stock pickup, and it's just a killer guitar with no headstock break. One day it'll probably break because it's only a matter of time, and I'll be sad, but this guitar absolutely rips. Oh, and there was already a hole here, so I moved the strap button there. It just makes it balances out a little easier. Other than that, man, 59 Les Paul Jr. You'll see a pattern with 59 stuff. I'm a big fan. I haven't really spoke about this guitar. This was my last guitar purchase and an extensive guitar purchase, and I had to sell some guitars to get this. But this is one of, the unicorns. The 1959 Fender Custom Telecaster. Double bound, slab board neck, 1959 shape with that beautiful Custom Telecaster headstock decal right there. Really wild story about this. So under this guitar here, there was a slight route, but there's also original finish. The route has been professionally repaired, but it's an old repair. So there's some backstory with this. The session player who played with Buddy Holly, this was his guitar, and there is some documentation out there. A gentleman named Martin Kelly and Terry Foster, they have this great book, basically giving this wonderful insight into old school Fender guitar history. Martin Kelly has seen this guitar before, and I asked him about it, and there's a lot of speculation, but it was supposed test bed for a pickup configuration at one point. The other kind of quirkiness to this guitar, it's a 559 body date. So anybody who knows the Fender lineage, right around June, July 59, they would have issued the slab bore necks. You know, the Jazzmaster did have a slab bore neck in the beginning, but on the Telecasters and Stratocasters, the slab bore neck would have been available June and July. Now this is a May 59, which also contributes to the brighter three-tone spray pattern of, say, a 58 Strat. That's more the pattern they were spraying. Later on down the line, you get your two-tone burst like you'll see in a minute. But this guitar is just, it's extremely quirky. It has a lot of history in it, and there's a lot of documentation that came with it, which is really, really cool. And, you know, the opportunity for me to buy this guitar couldn't have been any easier. The price was substantially cheaper than you know, a 100% untouched model. You know, some of these go for $30,000, $40,000 for these custom Telecasters. I paid nothing close to that, only because of the route and because we couldn't put the stamp on it. But seeing it was repaired quite nicely, and it was an old repair with original finish painted over the repair underneath the pick guard, I jumped all over it and I said, you know, that dog will hunt right there. And this guitar is amazing. It retains all of its stock electronics. The pick guard that I got with it was shattered into a million pieces. It was old. So I have a 59 replacement guard on here, and I refretted the guitar with jumbo frets. Other than that, that is a 1959 Fender custom Telecaster, double bound, in original condition, besides a pick guard and frets. I'll give you guys an insight to me receiving this guitar. Here's a video right now that I never really put out, some behind the scenes footage of when the FedEx guy dropped that guitar off in the middle of filming another video. Check it. What's up, guys? I was literally filming something else, and FedEx just showed up, so this is really cool. I want to get this open on video. Oh man, looks like we got a little care package. Shit. We got to hook up. What is this? Great group of dudes. I have to say, these guys are incredible. Yup. Little lavish. I'll take it. Alright. Let's get to the good stuff. That's just, look at the swag. Christ! Jesus. This motherfucker. Alright. Alright. Okay. You'll be seeing this the minute I do. Oh, damn. Wow. Dudes. $19.59 Fender Telecaster custom double bound. Shit. Unreal. That was pretty cool, and it was a wild experience, and I really do love the 59 guitars. 59, as you can see, it's just a number that I associate myself with. I know Mike McCready kind of has the same thing. And his Strat turned out to be a 60, but it's my 1959 Strat. You guys all know this one. You know the backstory with this guitar. It was spray painted entirely black. The pick guard was black around it. But all the bones were there. And I had done enough research to learn about these guitars. When I lifted the pick guard off, the original paint was still under in the shape of the pick guard. So I did what any young, clueless person does, and I sent it off to be fixed. I wasn't happy with the job, but I believe it just kind of added to the story of this guitar. Over the years, I've refretted this guitar probably 4 to 5 times. Yeah, the last time I refretted it, I actually documented it on YouTube right here with my friend Joel at JW Restoration. He helped me out. We went with the nickel frets back in it after having stainless for a long time. The stainless weren't worn out, but I just wanted a little different feel and I wanted a better setup, so that's why we pulled the frets and refretted it. This one retains all the stock electronics as well. No, it does not have a king tone switch in here. Everybody asked me about it, but maybe Jesse was after something that this guitar can do. Really, really great guitar. The bridge pickup in this one is swapped out for another period correct 59 pickup because my original bridge pickup that came in here measured at about 4.1K. It still worked, it still functioned, but I wanted to remove it and put it in a safe place. So I do have that set aside. These are all vintage black bobbin pickups. All of the saddles are original, and this is my true love guitar. This is the guitar that, you know, this guitar has spoken for me so many times, and just, it's my absolute, my number one, my favorite guitar. And I don't leave home without it, and that's serious. Last but not least, the, I don't even know what we would call it, 58 Flying V. This is a recreation of the famous Flying V Carina body guitar. This guitar was done by Josh from Protocaster, and the neck was recarved, the fretboard was recarved, the body was recut. So much work was put into this to make this more of a period correct, accurate representation of the, you know, famous Flying V. Joe Bonamassa has a couple or three or however many, but just famous guitars, and Josh was able to really recreate a replica of it, and it feels like an old guitar. And when I say that, some people will kind of look at you funny, but old guitars have a feeling, you know, the edges of the fretboards are rolled over and they're a little gunked up in certain areas, and they're rough feeling, and they're not shiny, and they're not glossy. They have this broken in feel. This guitar has it in spades. Josh did a killer job, and my buddy John sold this to me, and I've never been happier. Stinger on the back. This is just a killer piece. The camera will not do this guitar justice. Inside I have a set of 1959 Les Paul pots and vintage patent number pickups. So not the PAFs, but patent number pickups in here with the original pots and original cap. Old switch in there as well. And the rest of the gold components have been aged, and some were handmade to look the part. And this guitar screams. This is my Albert King killer. This is the one that does it. But yeah, this is a newer guitar, and it looks quite old. It's even fooled some people. They've asked me, which one is yours? Which one is that from? It's from 2018. But it's just, everything was changed on the guitar, so you can't really, you know, you can't even go by that anymore. The neck was cut, the body was cut, everything was reshaped and cut. I actually think the neck was removed, to be honest with you, and set in the right way. The tenon was made longer. Everything was done the right way. Killer guitar, and it's a new guitar, and it's staying in the pile. video, I'll probably go through the amps. I will be selling some amps soon. I have a 6566 Deluxe Reverb that's really, really special that I'll probably be letting go. This little Evil Twin, it's kind of a 10 watt brown face meets tweed. I've done videos on this. This is probably going to go. I have a spare 2-rock cab that's going to go, and possibly my 57 Fender Pro tweed. I'm not really sure right now, and then it's on to whatever pedals I have left. I don't really have much to sell, but I just am inspired by cutting loose all of the extra stuff and just, you know, keeping what I need. And it's been a real journey, and it's been an enlightening experience kind of letting go of those chains. Ever since I put my foot down and did that video, you guys have still been supportive with the Woodshed Wednesdays. You haven't left my side, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So somebody asked for this video with some insight into the guitars I have left, and there you go, I gave it to you. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Pass this along to your friends. If you got some vintage guitar homies that you hang out with and they want to check it out, I would appreciate it. Check back to the YouTube channel every Wednesday for a Woodshed Wednesday video. I'm open to suggestions of any kind of blues licks you would want to hear. I appreciate your time. Thanks for checking the video out, and we'll talk soon. Peace. That's a look at my gits, man. That's what I got left for guitars, and by all means, I am not complaining. You know, I may sound like that's all I have left, but the guitars that I have there are so influential in the history of music, and they're inspiring to me, and those are the ones I chose to keep because they still continue to inspire me every day. I just let go of a lot of stuff because this is the stuff that really meant something to me, and every time I looked at it, I could hear a song, or I could remember a performance in my head and want to be there in that moment with it. So these stayed.